Listen to the podcast The Big Blood Lie about Elizabeth Holmes, Oxford Reading University, Level A2.
Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Elizabeth Holmes. She was very smart and dreamed big. She wanted to change the world. When Elizabeth was a student, she had an idea. She wanted to make a machine that could test blood quickly, just from a few drops. No big needles, no pain, just one small finger prick. She said this machine could test hundreds of diseases: cancer, diabetes, heart problems, everything. It sounded like magic. People loved her idea. They believed in her. She dropped out of university and started her own company. She called it Theranos. Elizabeth was very good at speaking. She spoke with confidence. She talked about changing the world and saving lives. She wanted people to see her as the next Steve Jobs, the famous Apple founder. She even wore black turtleneck shirts every day, just like him. She said it helped her focus, but it also made people trust her more. She looked strong, serious, and full of ideas. Soon, many important people wanted to work with her. She became a star in Silicon Valley. Investors, people with a lot of money, started to give her millions of dollars. In only a few years, her company was worth billions. Elizabeth Holmes became one of the youngest billionaires in the world. She was on magazine covers. People called her the next Steve Jobs. But there was a problem. The machine didn't work. Inside the company, workers were worried. They saw the truth. The blood machine could not test many diseases. It often gave wrong results. But no one wanted to tell the truth. Elizabeth and her partner, Sunny Balwani, told everyone to keep quiet. They said, "We are so close to success. Don't tell anyone, just wait." Doctors and patients began to use Theranos tests. Some patients got terrible news, false news. One woman was told she had cancer. She was very afraid. Later, she found out she was perfectly healthy. Another man was told his heart was fine, but he had serious problems that the test missed. More and more workers started to feel bad. One day, a few of them decided to speak out. They told a journalist from the Wall Street Journal the truth. The reporter began to ask questions. He wrote articles saying that Theranos was lying. Elizabeth tried to stop the story. She said everything was fine. She told the world that her machine was real. But it was too late. The US government started to investigate. Scientists and doctors began to test the machine, and they found out the truth. Theranos was a lie. The company quickly fell apart. Investors lost hundreds of millions of dollars. The dream was over. Elizabeth Holmes went from the top of the world to standing in court. During the trial, she said she didn't mean to hurt anyone. She said she truly believed the idea could work. But the judge said that lying about results, about people's health, was a crime. In 2022, Elizabeth Holmes was found guilty of fraud. She was sent to prison. The world was shocked. A woman who once promised to save lives had risked them instead. But the story didn't end there. Some people still say she wanted to do good but lost control. Others say she was always a liar. The truth may be somewhere in between. Today, her company is gone. The machines are gone. But her story stays. It reminds us that in science, truth matters more than dreams. It reminds us that one small lie can grow into something very big, until it destroys everything. And it reminds us that even the brightest ideas can become the darkest stories when people forget what is real.
When you were listening, how many words felt new to you? Wouldn't it be great if you could just click on them and see the translation? Well, in the Ewa app you can. Listen to thousands of audiobooks. Check the meaning of new words as you read. Practice them later and remember faster. Try Ewa today and make learning easier. Send this story to a friend who likes free audiobooks. And now, check out another awesome video.